Happy Tuesday, everybody. And Amadeus and I are here. Amadeus, I got to say something and get your reply on this one. Uh, the Eagles, you know, it's a good thing Rye's coming tomorrow. The Eagles flew last night and took out Kansas City at home. In a rainstorm, but nevertheless, it was. I don't know that I wouldn't go as far as to say it was an impressive win. It's a win.
Yeah, I mean it's a good win on the road against Kansas City, but at
Hmm.
the same time, that game looked a lot like Week 1 Kansas City when they
Right.
lost to the Lions. The story of
Hmm.
the game for me was just a ton of drops by the Kansas City
Hmm.
Chief wide receivers. Obviously, they had that big fumble when they could have went up by 2 scores.
Sure.
So
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, good on the Eagles. That we've been saying all year, they're a top 3 team in the NFL for sure. I know you
Hmm.
think they're the best in the NFL. I'm still
Yeah.
not ready to call
Sometimes.
them that. They're going to be
Yeah.
facing my 49ers, even though I'm a Cardinals fan. They're going to be facing my 49ers in a few weeks, and we'll see. I think that'll really decide who's the best in the NFC. But
Hmm.
yeah, I think at this point, Eagles, 49ers, and Ravens are your 3 best teams in the NFL.
I wouldn't disagree. I think that they prove it, and last night was just another. I mean, the Eagles don't have impressive wins. There is no question about that. They have wins, and sometimes you can kind of trip your way through it. But you know, last night I thought, frankly, not that I want to diminish this, but it was more of sometimes teams lose as opposed to other teams win. I'm not so certain that Kansas City didn't lose that game more than Philadelphia won it. So they gave them a number of chances. I thought the other thing that Kansas City did that I wouldn't have done is they got away from the running game a lot quicker than I would have.
Yeah, they were running the ball very well, and then
Hmm.
it was interesting to see how they leaned more on the passing, and
Right.
they started picking up those penalties that are just drive killers. But
Hmm.
yeah, I'm with you. The story of the game was the Chiefs shooting themselves in the foot with all the drops and the fumbles, and it's one of those games where the Chiefs probably could have won it at home. They
Sure.
didn't get the win. This was a bad
Hmm.
night for them, but we'll see. Again, though, I think it just piles on top of what we've seen from the Chiefs'
Hmm.
offense all year. A game where they started out quick, scored 17 early points, and
Hmm.
then their offense stalled for the rest of the game.
Yeah. It's just been that kind of season for them so far, anyway. Um, let's take a look at the games against the spread for the NFL for Week 12. Now, I know you're going to have games, and all I'm going to say here is I'm going to ask, is the line fair? Okay? How about that? Fair enough?
Okay.
All right. Thanksgiving Day. Packers Lions. Okay, the Lions are 7.5 favorite. Over under on the game is 45.5. Fair?
Yeah, I don't think that's an outrageous line for this. You got to remember the Lions did win in Green Bay like a month
Mm-hmm.
ago by 17 points. So I think that's a reasonable line for this game.
Okay, the 4:30 game on Thursday is the Commanders at the Cowboys. Cowboys 11-point favorites, and 48 is the over under. 48 could be the amount of points this Cowboys score in this game. So anyway, 11. Normally, 11's a big number in a pro game, but it is the Commanders, and the Cowboys seem to score a lot of points against teams like the Commanders.
Yeah, once again, I think from what we've seen from the Cowboys this year, again,
Hmm.
probably a pretty fair number there.
By the way, the Cowboys beat the Giants 49-17 in Week 10, and the Giants beat the Commanders. So that kind of gives you an idea. Anyway, the
Twice.
49ers. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's just that twice they beat them.
Yeah, exactly.
The Giants have what, 3 wins, and 2 of them were against the Commanders.
That's true. Yeah. Oof. The
One was against the
49ers.
Cardinals. Ooh.
Yeah. Oof. The 49ers are 7-point favorite, and it's 43 over and under on the Seahawks. That's the night game on Thursday evening.
Yeah, once again, I think fair line. This one could definitely be a tricky game for the 49ers, but they can also blow them out. So pretty fair there.
Black
I think what
Friday on
you're
AM.
starting to
Oh, I'm
see,
sorry.
yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah, sorry, I was just going to say, I think you're starting to see the Seahawks regress a bit now
Right.
with
Yeah.
Geno Smith running the offense. We've seen their
Hmm.
offense has kind of stalled, similar to the Chiefs recently. They're not scoring as much.
Hmm.
And especially if you look at their last few wins, a lot of them have come on game-winning drives. Just like
Hmm.
last week, they lost what could have been the game-winning field goal. So a lot of their games come down to the last minute lately.
Hmm. Okay, the Friday games, the Dolphins minus 7.5. The over under is 46.5, and that's against the Jets. Fair, you think?
Yeah, so that one's at 10 now for the
Oh,
Dolphins.
is it? Okay.
Yeah, so it opened at 7.5, and that one's moved up to 10 now. I mean, I've seen the Dolphins cover a few double-digit spreads. They did last week at home against the Raiders, but
Hmm.
could have been looking ahead to this lovely Black Friday. I almost said Thanksgiving, but it's the Black
It's
Friday
close.
game.
Yeah.
It is the brand new Black Friday game that the
Right.
Dolphins and the Jets are playing in, so it'll be interesting. Also, this is they're starting Tim Boyle this week for the Jets. I mean,
Yeah.
don't really know what you're going to see from this Jets offense. I think it's kind of it's a tricky game.
You know, again, this we're getting ahead of ourselves, and I don't want to go that far, but this is one of those games where if you're Tua, right, they might be better off passing, or I'm sorry, running the ball, because the Jets get after quarterbacks really well, but they don't do that great against teams that can run. And frankly, the Dolphins can run. They just haven't pushed it much. So something to think about. Anyway, game of the week, as it's put here. The Bills at the Eagles, and the Eagles are a 3.5 point favorite. Over unders 47.5. That sounds about right to me.
Yeah, so that one was 3.5 this morning. It's actually
Hmm.
3 as of right now, so it just moved in the last hour or so. But yeah, I mean, I think it's reasonable. I don't know. The Bills haven't been great on the road this year.
Upset of the week: Buccaneers 2+2. 42.5 over under on they're at the Colts.
Yeah, you just book it now. The official team of the show, they'll get their
That's
nice
right.
bounce back win this week, as long as Mike Evans doesn't drop the ball in the end zone.
Right. Yeah. Please catch whatever Baker Mayfield throws your way. That would be great. All right. The Broncos are only point are only a 1 point favorite over the Brownies, and that's a 36.5 over under.
Yeah, so that one's 2.5 now, and it's going to be very interesting, obviously, because DTR is getting the road start in
Hmm.
the altitude here. I don't know how often he played in the altitude at UCLA. I'll have to
Well, he played.
look that up.
He played Utah, and that's altitude. He played Colorado, and that's altitude. So yeah,
Yeah,
he's played at altitude. Um, I guess it boils down to, do you believe in the Broncos defense?
yeah, right. That's
So
going to be
we'll
the
see.
thing, and as they say, the defense travels. So I'm sure. I'm
Hmm.
sure the Browns will come out. That defense has been keeping them afloat all year. So
Here's a big game for our Buccaneers from a standpoint of, unless it ends in a tie. This is an interesting one. The Saints are in Atlanta to face the Falcons. It's a pick'em game. Excuse me. 42.5 is the over under.
yeah, so the Falcons are about a 1 point favorite now,
Okay.
and yeah, so it's moved to about 1 point, and yeah, I'm with you. Let's hope for the tie here. Give me a
Right.
soccer score 6-6.
That's 6-6 would be
Not much,
fine.
not much for the soccer score, but the
Okay.
draw.
Yeah, there you go. The Steelers are at the Bengals, and of course we know Joe Burrows is not going to play. The Steelers are a 1 point underdog, and it's 4.5 over under. It's a lot of points for those two teams, given what's going on.
Yeah, so that one's flipped now. The Steelers are the 1 point favorite, so a little bit of line movement on that one, and
Huh.
yeah, it'll be interesting just because what? So the Bengals obviously Joe Burrow is out now, so it's going to be Jack Browning getting the start, I assume, or
Yeah.
unless they sign somebody. Um, it'll be interesting. At least they're at home.
Yeah, there's that. I think this is another field goal game, personally, but that's just me. Um, Jaguars are -1, and this is the game for first place in the South in the AFC, and it's Jags and the Texans. So the Jags get a point. I'm sorry, the Jags give up a point to the Texans in Houston.
Yeah, so this is a huge game for the Jags now.
Hmm.
This one was at 1 earlier this morning, and it's moved to 1.5 in the last hour or so. And yeah, this is definitely remember the Texans beat the Jags 37-20 in their
Hmm.
game right before the London trip. So that kind of
Right,
sparked
in
a huge,
Jacksonville.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that sparked a huge winning streak for this Jaguars team, which
Hmm.
obviously just ended against the 49ers the other week. But now,
Right.
ooh, they're going to have revenge on their mind. They know how big this is for the division. They probably want to knock CJ Stroud down a few pegs. So
Hmm.
this is going to be a very interesting game.
Just in the proverbial stats for giggles category, Jacksonville is only 1-4 with Trevor Lawrence as the quarterback against Houston for some reason. So
Yeah.
there you go. All right, here's a game in one of those. It's it's the Patriots are -3.5 at the Meadowlands. I don't. There's no way on this planet I would bet that football.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That's an unreasonable line. I don't know how you can lay 3 points with the
How do the
Patriots.
Patriots get to be a favorite going on the road to play the Giants? I mean, granted, the Giants aren't good, but geez, the Patriots aren't good either.
Exactly. And Tommy DeVito didn't look awful in their win against Washington. Now they're coming
No,
back home for his first home start.
right?
This is, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you lay 3 with the Patriots.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a good idea to me. All right, Panthers at Titans. The Panthers. Oh, I'm sorry. The Titans. Thank goodness. For a minute there, I was freaking out. Um, the Titans are 3.5 point favorites, and the over/under is 37.
Yeah, the only way the Panthers are favored in this game is everybody's out for the Titans. No
Right?
Hopkins, no Henry, no
They,
Levis.
yeah. They missed the bus. It's like,
They even have Tannehill back now, so if Levis has a bad game, they
yeah,
got old reliable to throw in there.
yeah. They can just put the guy back in there and let it go. Uh, all right. The Rams are a 1 point dog at the Cardinals, and we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see indeed.
Cooper Cup is probably not going to play, by the way.
Yeah, so that'll be a big loss. Good thing they
Mhm.
have Puka Nakua, Mr. Cooper Cup #2,
Yeah, Cooper, the Mini Coop. Yeah,
Cooper Nakua.
right. I just like saying his name. It's really kind of a clever thing. So.
Yeah,
All right. Raiders and the Chiefs. Well, we know one thing, and that is that John Gruden's not going to have his bus go around the stadium to taunt the Chiefs. Of course, it's at Vegas, so that wouldn't happen either. Patrick Mahomes has basically owned the Raiders, but this one's at you know in Vegas. Is this one of those things where the Chiefs decide, okay, we shouldn't have lost that game to the Eagles. Now we just have to go over and beat up on the Raiders?
maybe, but like the way their offense has stalled this year, can they even beat up on the Raiders?
I don't know. I'll tell you what, the over/under's 44, and 9.5 is the Chiefs are favored by. That's a lot of points. The
Yeah.
way the Chiefs have been scoring lately. Okay, so fair or not, here we go. The Ravens are a 4-point dog on a 46-5 over/under on the road at SoFi against the Chargers. That's Sunday night, by the way.
Yeah, this one's interesting because it was about like 4 yesterday, and then it got up to 4.5 when
Hmm.
the Chargers announced Bosa was going to be done for the season, pretty much, and now it's at 3.5, which is very interesting. So it's like money has come back on the Chargers with the Bosa news. I don't know about this Chargers team. I thought they were going to beat the Packers last week. It just feels like week after week. I saw Rex Ryan, ripped Brandon Staley apart, told him to go back to Division III football. So yeah,
Well,
so
Rex should know about Division III football. He's been coaching that way for a while. All right.
pretty
It pretty
much.
much, yeah, it pretty much does that out. Real quick, we'll run through the new rankings are out for college basketball, and I know that's something that you are right now are involved heavily in. And it really hasn't changed much. The top five is the same top five. Kansas at top the leaderboard. Purdue's number two. Arizona's number three. Marquette's number four. UConn's number five. And number six is the Houston Cougars. Tennessee's number seven. Yeah, six is Houston. I'm sorry. Seven is Tennessee. Eight is Creighton. Duke is nine, and the Miami Hurricanes are in the slot right there at 10. So that's your top 10 in college basketball. Now you've said that the team that has surprised you the most so far has been the folks at James Madison.
Yeah, they're ranked now. I believe
Hmm.
24th or 27th, somewhere in the 20s there. But yeah, they've been a very surprising team. They went into Michigan State. They got
Actually, 22.
Yeah, 22. There you go. So they went into Michigan State, got that win. They won at Kent State. So it's
Hmm.
not like they're just winning at home. They're beating teams that were very good last year, supposed to be good again this year, and
Hmm.
they're beating them in their own building. So
There you go. Gotta like that. All right, tell you what. We promised to get out of here a little early today so that because we've got a bunch of good stuff coming up tomorrow. Rye Cape is going to visit us, which should be a lot of fun. And and you guys will be in the middle of your you know online radio online tape-a-thon. So you'll be well ready to go tomorrow with all kinds of fun stuff. And Rye's always something. He's always a hoot to be around. So we'll have some fun with that. So I'll tell you what. Why don't you talk about the links in the show box below and what you got coming up this night for folks.
yeah, sounds good. You can find my premium plays at bigal.com, pickadvisor.com, and theinsidersroom.com. All those
Hmm.
links are in the description below. And yeah, so I'm 1-0 already today with a nice early
Wow.
college basketball win with Sacred Heart, nice 11 a.m. casher. So I still have 3 college basketball plays and my NBA Eastern Conference game of the month that you can get for tonight. So go check that out. And yeah, as Jim said, we're going to have an exciting show tomorrow. We'll have Rye Cape on. Me and Rye Cape will also be doing our own turducken of show form for the Insiders Room right before this show at 1 o'clock tomorrow.
Where can people find that so that they can
Yeah,
come over and watch them both?
yeah, so you can just go to the Insiders Room YouTube channel and you'll find me and Rye Cape. We're probably going to be doing the NFL, college football, and the soccer show all in one. So a nice little turducken show of our
Definitely
own
a
there.
turducken.
Yeah, and then me and Rye will be here afterwards
Mhm.
to break down all the other good stuff with the football card.
So we'll have the leftovers, which won't be bad. I
No,
always like
the thing is,
leftovers.
on that show, we just give out 2 free picks really
Oh,
for
okay.
the
All right.
weekend, and that's what that show is about. It's you get your 2
Yeah.
NFL picks from each of us, your 2 college football
Okay.
picks. And then, yeah, if you want the in-depth breakdown of the card, that's
Hmm.
why you come here.
Okay,
We'll have
fair
Ryan
enough.
Gabe. He can give us his in-depth analysis on the Eagles this season.
And the fact that Aaron Nola signed back to the Phillies.
Oh, there you go. I didn't even see that. So
Yeah,
that was a nice win for the Phillies.
yeah. Well, to be honest, let's be fair. Where else is he going to get the deal that he's going to get? I mean,
Exactly.
he's going to get it with the Phillies. The Phillies are definitely. It's not like they don't have the cash to give to him, so that worked out well for him. So, all right, then we will be back tomorrow. I like the idea of the turducken. Just out of curiosity, have you ever had a turducken?
No, but I've always wanted to try one.
Yeah, I haven't either. So, it's that's a lot of meat. There's no question about it. So we'll see. But
I wouldn't want to cook it though. I would just want like
oh
someone
man,
else
no.
to cook it, figure that part out, and then just give it to me as long as it's safe to eat.
Maybe the way to do that would be to cook them all separately and then try to do the mashup later. I'm
Yeah,
not so sure I want to do the honors of, because all of those are basically you'd have to cook them at different temperatures, different times. You just I don't see how that would work. But anyway, okay. Or you could just do like they do down south and deep fry everything. So make it easy. So there you go. All right. Well, then we'll be back tomorrow and check out what Amadeus has got in his picks for the day, and we'll be back with member of the family, Rye Cape. Hasn't We haven't seen him in a while, but it's always good to have him. And it is Thanksgiving week, so you get to see people that you haven't seen in a while. So there you go. All right, everybody. Have a lovely day, and we'll be back tomorrow.